Absolute Mortgage presents their featured agent of March, Don Thomas.
Hello, I'm Eric Traylor, Managing Director for Absolute Mortgage Banking in Palo Alto, and with me today is Don Thomas of Intero Real Estate Services in Los Altos, and Don is Absolute Mortgage Banking's featured agent for the March. So Don, welcome.
Thank you so much, Eric.
So if we would, let's start a little bit about what differentiates you versus the others in the marketplace.
Sure. What differentiates me and my team, I should say, because it's not just me, is that we do provide concierge level services. I started my career very, very early on as director of guest services and chief concierge for a 5-star hotel in the Carmel area, and I really learned at a young age on how to service clients the way they wanted to be serviced. And the way that translates into real estate is that if you've got a client, for instance, that really prefers the communication style to be over text or email rather than over the phone or in person, we need to know that up front so that we can service them the way they want to be serviced.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And then what strategies can you share with us that help, again, provide success to you as well as to your clients?
Really, it comes down to solutions-based thinking and solutions-based problem solving. No transaction is 100% worry-free or I should say bump-free. It's just how big the bumps are. And really how that is dealt with comes to experience level. If I see something coming down the road, because I've been doing this for quite some time, I'm typically able to identify it and figure out 3 different solutions before it even approaches us, to protect the client. And it's also about putting the client in the center of the transaction rather than myself or one of the other teammates or whatever other element of the transaction. It's all about the client.
Fabulous. Very good approach. And then Don, of course, is a master negotiator. And Don, I understand you consider negotiating the cornerstone, really, of your business. And why is that?
It's quite simple. Well, number one, I love to do negotiations. It is my favorite part of the business, actually, and getting the clients what they want. But years ago, it used to be that real estate agents held on to the information. A client had to come to them to even find out an address for a property that might be available for sale. Nowadays, somebody can go on the internet and find not only the address, but historical sales information. They can see the virtual tour, So, other than the real estate agent opening the door for them, which is an important part of the transaction, truly in the negotiations is by far the number one skill a real estate agent needs to possess, and stellar negotiation skills at that.
Fabulous, and that's something easily done. In fact, Dawn takes a tremendous amount of time to educate herself as well as actually teach others about negotiation skills.
Yes, I do. I'll be going to the Harvard School of Business this summer for a week for a very intense advanced negotiation skills, because I truly believe in continually honing my skills. Most agents are good at probably 3 or 4 tactics in negotiations. There's actually 44 tactics and counter tactics. So
fascinating. And I also understand that another cornerstone to your business really has to do with the incredible vast network that you have. So just how vast is it, and why is that so important?
It is very important to have the connections worldwide. I mean, real estate is very, very local, yes indeed. But in today's market and just the way society is, it's also global. Everybody in the world pretty much wants to have a house in Silicon Valley. And so, it's very important to me and for my clients and those I know to have the resources wherever somebody needs somebody. For instance, yesterday, one of my friends needed a real estate agent in Paris, France. I don't know anybody in Paris, France directly, but I know somebody who does, who's a very good friend of mine, so it took one phone call to figure out that information for the client.
Wonderful. Well, Don, this has been extremely helpful, and I thank you so much again for joining us today.
And thank you for having me.
And I thank you very much for viewing.